Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to my top 50 albums of 2024. It's the end of the year. It's holiday time. I've finally gotten around to doing this. I actually wanted to do this a few days ago, but as many of you know, I've been battling a head cold, and then which turned into the flu. And even though I'm not feeling 100%, I wanted to make sure that this video got out to you guys before we settled into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So yeah, I'm going to trudge through it. I pulled as many CDs as I could, hard copies. I have everything, but there's going to be some that I just, I get end of the year, I got stuff all over the place, and rather than spend hours on end trying to find every single one of these CDs or whatnot, I got a good chunk of them. So we'll just have to kind of plow through it, right? So just so everybody knows, I thought this was a really fine year for music across all the genres that I listen to that we cover here on the channel. I have an enormous honorable mentions list, which you guys will see on the webzine when we've got all the writers' top picks of the year. You'll see all of my picks, but I'm just going to do my top 50 here as we kind of finish off the year, which again, like I said, I think was a pretty fine year for music. So I've got a lot of variety. You can find reviews of all of this stuff here on the channel or on the webzine. So if you want to find out a little bit more about them, I'm not going to talk a lot about each one of them because it's already been done. But I'll just go through these quickly, and I will give you guys the link to the full list of all of our writers on the webzine once we have that posted. So let's start off at number 50. I'm going to go with Time Machine by Cats in Space. I do like it. I think it's not quite as good as some of the more recent albums they've put out. I find I'm not enjoying it as much, but even a less than completely stellar album by Cats in Space is still pretty damn good. So yeah, if you like classic rock, melodic rock, just good old-fashioned feel-good music, you can't go wrong with this band. Time Machine is their latest, number 50. Number 49, I didn't pull the copy, but Big Big Train, UK prog band, the likes of us, with their brand new singer, Italian singer. I think it's quite good, actually. It sounds different. Yes, it does. It's a little bit different, obviously, with two different singers now. I'm sure they missed David Longdon, and you knew their music was going to take a little bit of a turn to maybe a different place. But it's still quite good. I like it quite a bit. Inside Out music. Great stuff. Number 48 is the latest from Sergeant Thunderhoof, The Ghost of Badon Hill. Terrific album. It's prog and psych and stoner and heavy rock, Pale Wizard Records. Really good vocals, good instrumentation, very quirky, very dense, intricate. I like it a lot. You'd be very well recommended to go check out this latest from Sergeant Thunderhoof, The Ghost of Badon Hill. Number 47 is going to be Endless by DGM on Frontiers Records. Great progressive metal meets melodic rock and straight-ahead prog. A lot of great keyboards, great vocals. I'm not all that well-versed in this band's music, but from what I've heard from people who have been following them for a while, this is a very eclectic, kind of a different album for them, very symphonic, very, very melodic and catchy, but I would say there's great instrumentation on here too as well. So DGM Endless is number 47. Number 46 is going to be, and this probably would have ranked higher, but I only just got it recently, Jupiter Fungus, Garden Electric. Killer instrumental progressive rock. Like I said, if I had more time with this would have ranked higher. This is dynamite. Really, really good stuff. Loads and loads of great guitars and flute and keys and things. Fantastic stuff. I'm sure this will rank higher for a lot of people who maybe have a little bit more time with it than I do, but this is a late bloomer for 2024. But yeah, Jupiter Fungus, Garden Electric. Next up, we're going to go with Phil Moggs' Hotel. You know, he puts to bed UFO. I kind of thought maybe he was done, and he comes back with this powerhouse band and a really good heavy rock, hard rock album. Still sounds great. Guitar work is great on here. Lots to love. Moggs Hotel. Next up, we're going to go with Tarot, Glimpse of the Dawn. Terrific old school style hard rock for all you fans that like Wishbone Ash and Uriah Heep. Excellent, excellent band. It's about time everybody knew who these guys were. Cruz del Sur music. Killer, vintage 70s style hard rock. Awesome stuff. Let's go with, let me find it, The Watchers, Nyctophilia. Terrific classic metal and doom and stoner. Great band. All their albums are great. This is also a favorite of mine. Might be my favorite of theirs in total. Great riffs, great vocals. Excellent stuff. All right. Number 42. The Mandrake Project by Bruce Dickinson. Yeah. It's one of those albums, I think, when it first came out, I liked. I didn't love. I think I like it more than I did when it first came out. I still don't think it's like an absolute drop-dead classic from him, but as a first solo album in quite a few years, I still think it's really strong. I mean, Afterglow of Ragnarok is terrific track. One of my favorite tracks of the year. You know, there's some hit and misses on here, but I still think it's really good from Mr. Dickinson. Pretty cool project, too, if you read the comic book and whatnot. So, great stuff. The Mandrake Project. All right, number 41. I'm going to go with I Want Blood from Jerry Cantrell. Of course, from Alice in Chains. Terrific album. You know, if you blindfolded me and played it for me, I'd be like, oh, is that the new Alice in Chains record? It's quite good. Good riffy album, good emotional songs, heavy stuff. I like it. I Want Blood from Jerry Cantrell. Next up, we're going to go with, from Sweden, Ritual, the story of Mr. Bogd, Part 1. Great Scandinavian prog, lots of folk elements, lots of symphonic prog elements. It's complex, it's quirky, it's catchy. Ritual, the story of Mr. Bogd, Part 1, from the returning Ritual. It had been a while since we've seen it before. All right, next up, we're going to go with number 39. Power Nerd from Devin Townsend. Yeah, I like this a lot. It's quite rockin' in spots. It's his normal goofiness and progginess, and and so many of the tracks on here are just very catchy and memorable. That's what he does so well, right? Devin Townsend, Power Nerd, number 39. Number 38, don't have the copy handy, but it's Haunted. Stare at Nothing, killer doom release for 2024. Really dug this a lot. If you want some great kind of Sabbath style riffs and killer vocals, Haunted, Stare at Nothing, excellent album. Number 37, Caligula's Horse, Charcoal Grace. This band is so good. Just great melodic progressive rock and progressive metal. Killer playing, the guitar work is amazing. Excellent album, Caligula's Horse, Charcoal Grace. All right, at number 36, we're going to go to, let me track it down here. All right, we got The Ancients, Beyond the Reach of the Sun. Killer, progressive, extreme metal. Progressive and technical extreme metal. Think of more extreme Between the Buried and Me. Killer guitar work. Love the vocals. The arrangements are so dense and complex and just, it's brutal. It's technical. It's artistic. All that stuff. Ancients, Beyond the Reach of the Sun. Number 36. Number 35 is going to go to Delving, All Paths Converge. This is another one of those projects from Nick DeSalvo from Elder. Terrific album. It's psychedelic. It's proggy. Just really good stuff. It's atmospheric. It's spacey. Everything you expect from a project that he's involved with. So good. Delving, All Paths Converge, number 35. Number 34, I'm going to go with Black Country Communion, number 5. It's probably my least favorite of all of theirs. I still really dig it a lot. And, we waited a long time for it. I just don't find there are parts of it that I wish it sounds to me like Joe Bonamassa just didn't have as much to do with this one for whatever reason. That's really what it's lacking for me is memorable riffs and things from Joe. But I think Glenn sounds amazing. The rest of the band sounds great. Some really great songs on here. It's not as to me as compelling as their previous 4, but it's still really good, really solid. And that makes my number 34 on this list. Number 33, Aurora Clara 4, the great Spanish fusion band. Terrific stuff. their kind of blend of Mahavishnu orchestra style fusion and other elements, I've just really dug on all their albums, and I think this one's really good. There's some more acoustic, folky elements, and then you got the blazing fusion, so it's a great mix of the electric and acoustic, whereas the previous album was more of an acoustic type fusion thing. This is terrific. Number 33 for me. Number 32, the Aristocrats, Duck. Yeah, this is a superhuman instrumental power trio. Guthrie Govan, Marco Minimum, and Brian Baylor. Just so good. These guys are amazing. Duck is one of my favorites from them. Just impeccable playing and amazing performances. So good. Number 31, Tusmork, Dawn of Oberon. Another great wacky prog album from the Kings of Wacky Prog from Norway. So good. Really like it a lot. Might not be as great as the one that came before, but it's still really, really good. I dig it a lot. Number 30 is Flotsam and Jetsam, I Am the Weapon, which we got right here. I mean, this band has just been knocking it out of the park in recent years, right? Another great AFM Records release from them. Just killer melodic thrash. Yeah, they've just been so good the last couple of years. Really dig it a lot. Next up, Genford, self-titled Genford. Killer album of like 70s style, heavy rock, proto-metal, slightly doomy. Just really, really good. Big, huge riffs. Great Hammond. Excellent stuff. Really, if you dig that sound, you'll love this. Number 28, I'm going to go with Crypt Sermon, the Stygian Rose, one of the great like epic doom metal bands going today. I mean epic doom, think of like Candlemass and Solitude Aeternus, that sort of thing. This has just got great, huge, big vocals, amazing riffs, sizzling and soaring guitar solos, epic tracks. Love it. Crypt Sermon, the Stygian Rose, one of the great bands going, more modern bands going today. Really, really good. Number 27, I'm going to go with, where is it? Terra Maze, Eli, A Wonderful Fall from Grace. Yeah, this is killer progressive metal. Really good. And catchy vocal harmonies, amazing instrumentation. You know, this band has pumped out a lot of really good albums, but this is a very, very solid one from them. Really good. Terra Maze, Eli, A Wonderful Fall from Grace. Next up, we're going to go with Haunt, Dreamers. I knew I had this here somewhere. Hold on a second. So, of course, we've been talking a lot about these new wave of traditional heavy metal bands, right? Haunt is one of the leaders of this whole scene. This is a great album from them. Again, just really, really melodic, blazing, classic heavy metal. Killer guitars, killer vocals. Songs are memorable. They're anthemic. You can't go wrong with this band. Dreamers is their latest. Check it out. It's really, really, really good. Next up, we're going to go with Riot 5, Mean Streets. You know, there's not much tying them back to the original Riot anymore, but the band still makes great albums. This is just killer melodic heavy metal. That's what it's all about. Mean Streets from Riot 5. Excellent album. Yeah, I didn't grab it, but Demon, Invincible, new wave of British heavy metal legends. You know, maybe back in the day they weren't considered quite heavy enough to be heavy metal, but this album is pretty heavy. But it contains all those characteristics we love so much about Demon, you know, the soaring vocal harmonies, the catchy hooks, all that stuff. Great guitars, great keys, just memorable songs. That's what it's all about. Demon, Invincible, number 24. 23 is Warlord, Free Spirit Soar. Killer 80s metal, epic metal from Warlord. Again, just meant to be a tribute to their founding member who passed away a few years back. And, you know, you got Mark Zonder and company on here. It's just really, really good epic metal. It's, you know, is there a little proggy feel to it in spots? Sure, but it's just classic. And it sounds just like classic Warlord. Great guitars. Everything about it. So much fun. Number 22, Stryper, When We Were Kings. I really, really like the more recent Stryper output. I find that when I want to listen to Stryper nowadays, yeah, there's some classic tunes on the early albums, but I find there's a level of cheese on the earlier albums, which most people love, and I like a lot. But I find the more recent albums more serious, heavier, just as amazing guitar work, and it's just not quite as overly, I don't want to say preachy, because I don't really think, Striper, I guess, were kind of preaching what they were doing, but I just find there's more of a serious nature to the more recent stuff. And I'm really digging When We Were Kings. I think it's good. It's good and heavy. It's got their, the trademark vocal harmonies and blazing guitars. Really dig it a lot. Number 21, one of my biggest surprises of the year, a band I never heard of before. Band is called Dune, but spelled D-V-N-E. And the album is called Void Kind. Terrific, progressive extreme metal. And man, it's progressive. And it's this technical stuff flying all over the place, different vocal styles and whatnot. Killer record, Scottish band. Go check them out, really good. Dune, Void Kind. Number 20 is Satan, Songs in Crimson. Again, another really strong album from these new wave of British heavy metal legends. One of those bands got back together after so many years apart and just came up with a terrific last bunch of albums. And this is another one in a long line of those great albums. If you've never listened to Satan before, you can go all the way back to Court in the Act, their first album, and start there. But man, if you get any of the ones they've released over the last decade or so, they're all really great. Songs in Crimson is also really great. So that's my number 20. My number 19 is going to be an album a lot of people are talking about for a reason. Blood Incantation, Absolute Elsewhere. Love the cover art. that logo. Can you read that logo? This is just classic sounding death metal mixed with space rock and prog. Right? Let's blend death metal with Tangerine Dream and Camel. You even got some Tangerine Dream guys on here. It's just really good. It's very different. I know some people who are claiming this the album of the year. I've heard from some death metal people who think it's all a gimmick and it's not very good at all. I don't know. I think it's really quite good. Not quite my album of the year, but it's ranking pretty high for me this year. So Absolute Elsewhere from Blood Incantation. If you kind of like death metal but not full bore into it and want to test it out with loads and loads of 70s style prog rock keyboards and things, go check it out. I think you'll dig it. All right. Number 18 is Evergrey, Theories of Emptiness. Yeah, I mean, these Swedes just can do no wrong. They just pump out albums almost every single year. It's usually always in January, and it's usually always really good. This is very solid, as always, from them. Can't go wrong. Yeah, Thomas Englund, one of the great singers in metal. Just so good, so emotional. Excellent stuff. And what's going to be their last album, Magnum, Here Comes the Rain. Of course, they lost their founding member and guitarist and songwriter, Tony Clarkin, but and this came out right after he passed away. And as they were getting ready to release it, we lost him. But this is a really strong record from them. And all the more poignant now that, he's gone. And so many of these songs just hit home real heavy now that he's no longer with us. Great stuff. Number 16, Van den Plas, The Empyrean Equation of the Long Lost Things. Another terrific album from the German progressive metal veterans. Another one of these bands that just has never released a bad album. And this one is just really great. Amazing vocals, amazing instrumentation, catchy hooks, all that stuff. Van den Plas never disappoint. They're number 16. Number 15 is Heavy Temple, Garden of the Heathens. Killer doom and it's kind of doom meets kind of late 60s, early 70s hippie rock type of thing. Amazing band, amazing female vocals, great riffs. I believe they're from Massachusetts, if I remember correctly. And I thought I had that laying right around here somewhere. Anyway, amazing album. I love their last album. I think I like this one even more. Just so good. Heavy Temple, Garden of the Heathens, my number 15. Number 14 is going to be Weather Systems, Ocean Without a Shore. Basically Anathema under a different name. It's amazing. It's really good. It sounds like you would expect the next Anathema album to sound like. Epics on here, great moments of melodic, atmospheric rock and prog and hard rock, and it's great. Vocals are outstanding. There's some amazing shit on here. Check it out. Number 13, Borknagar, Fall, another amazing album from the Norwegian melodic black metal veterans. Yeah, it's got everything you expect from Borkengar: the soaring vocals, the raging extreme vocals, the loads of 70s keyboards, fast-paced, brutal riffs, atmospheric. It's heavy. It's all that stuff rolled into one. Borknagar, again, another band that never disappoints. Fall from them is my number 13. My number 12 is the Brant Bjork Trio, Once Upon a Time in the Desert. This ranked really, really high for me. I have a bunch of his other albums, and I like them all quite a bit. I think this is the best thing I've ever heard from him. It's just killer power trio, hard rock, stoner rock, but it's got this great lot of funk in here, a lot of groove. The riffs are killer. The vocals are great. One song after another, just so memorable. I really like this a lot. This was one of my unexpected gems of the year. Once Upon a Time in the Desert by the Brant Bjork Trio. Number 11, killer, one of my favorite doom/stoner metal albums of the year, The Obsessed, Gilded Sorrow. Again, not sure where I placed my CD, but it's here somewhere. Amazing return to form for these guys. Just so good. I loved it the first time I heard it, and I've been listening to it constantly all year long. Excellent stuff. The Obsessed, Gilded Sorrow. Number 10 is going to be The Underworld Awaits Us All from Nile. Yeah, baby. My favorite death metal band on the planet. Another amazing, amazing album from them. Just love their form of brutal technical death metal, and it just all sounds so epic. In the there's not many bands that can create these amazing thunderous riffs and these just the powerhouse drumming and amazing guitar leads, and just so good. Love Nile. The Underworld Awaits Us All. It's my number 10. My number 9 is going to be Fu Manchu, The Return of Tomorrow. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm a big fan of this band, and to me, this is one of their strongest albums in years. Just heavy stoner rock and metal, amazing riffs, amazing grooves, memorable tracks. They just sound at the top of their game here. The Return of Tomorrow by Fu Manchu, number 9. Number 8 is going to be John Anderson, The Band Geeks, True. Yeah, baby. The most Yes-sounding album we've heard from anybody from Yes in a while. The Band Geeks are great. John sounds amazing. Classic. Love it. Really good. Number 7, Saxon, Hell, Fire, and Damnation. Another one of those classic bands that just keeps on keeping on and releasing one strong album after another. It's great, folks. Check it out. Don't miss it. Hellfire and Damnation from Saxon. Number 6, Lucifer, their 5th album, Lucifer 5. Yeah, I love this band. They started out as kind of like a doom band, and now they're more of kind of like a retro hard rock, psychedelic band. They blend elements of like 60s psych and pop with 70s hard rock and doom. I love it. Johanna's such an amazing singer. Love her. And their music is just, to me, so accessible, so hooky, yet contains all the things we love. Great guitars and riffs and things like that. Love it. I wish these guys were huge. They should be. That's my number 6. My number 5, Whom Gods Destroy, Insanium. Yes, indeed. Derek Sherinian and friends, as well, Mr. Bumblefoot, basically taking Sons of Apollo, from the remnants of Sons of Apollo, putting together a new band with Dino Jalusic and a couple other amazing cats on drums and bass. Amazing progressive metal album. I listened to it the other day for the first time in a couple months, because I listened to this a ton early in the year. This came out pretty early in the year. And I was like, wow, this still holds up really, really well. I like it just as much as I did back in the day. So yeah, that makes my top 5. Number 5, Whom Gods Destroy, Insanium. All right, number 4, Invincible Shield by Judas Priest. Yeah. Talking about a band that still has it. So good. I think I like it better than Firepower, to be honest with you. It's close. They're both great. But man, from Panic Attack all the way to the end, and I got the, was it the Target edition or the Walmart edition, whatever the hell it was, with the 3 extra tracks. The 3 extra tracks are great. Gotta have it. Killer album. Invincible Shield. Number 3, Deep Purple equals 1. Yes. out goes Steve Morse. Sadly, we love you, Steve. In comes Simon McBride. They don't lose a beat. In fact, they put together probably their most hardest rocking and most guitar-dominated album in years. And Simon McBride is a revelation. Man, what a terrific guitar player. Fits right in here. Brings this element of danger, kind of like a young Richie Blackmore. Love it. Great album. Ian Gillan sounds great on this record, and just so many memorable songs on here. Listen to it all year long. So good. Number 2, a fairly unknown band that rises really, really high on my list this year because the album is just so great. They're from California. The band is called Early Moods. A Sinner's Past is my number 2. Classic doom meets like new wave of British heavy metal. So think like Iron Maiden's first 2 albums meets like Candlemass and Black Sabbath. Terrific vocalist and amazing riffs. Would have been my number 1, except my number 1 was saved for The Last Will and Testament of Father, right? Opeth. Never try and do death metal vocals when you have the flu. I wouldn't recommend it. Opeth, The Last Will and Testament. The Growls are back for this album anyway, along with the great melodic vocals of Michael Ackerfeld. You got Ian Anderson on here lending some flute and spoken word narration. It's mainly all one big long song broken up into parts. Each part is a paragraph of the will, and they go through the whole storytelling and the whole thing. It's amazing. It's not the most accessible Opeth album you're ever going to want to hear, but I think it's just so amazingly arranged. And it's heavy, it's proggy. It's just as proggy as their last 5 albums. But you got the return of the Growls. There's some really heavy sections on here as well. I think it's a brilliant record, and it's my number 1 of the year. So there you have it, everybody. Like I said, we'll post the full list. That'll be on the webzine, along with all of our other writers. We'll have it listed there. But yeah, my top 5: Whom Gods Destroy, Judas Priest, Deep Purple, Early Moods, and Opeth. And like I said, rewatch the video if you want to catch everything else. We'll get everything listed for you. And I want to thank everybody for watching us all year long here on Sea of Tranquility. Please list your favorite albums down in the comments below. And again, for those of you who are asking why we didn't do like a pick each day like we did last year, and I believe we might have done the year before, the main reason is that the views were extremely low. The sad truth is that, many folks who watch the channel don't buy new music, buy a lot of these newer bands or even the older bands. So it's like for the people who generally watch the 9 a.m. shows, to sit through a whole month of me talking about releases that they've never heard or are really not interested in watching. It really showed in the views of this. I mean, the last year, especially when we did my top 31 albums of the year countdown, was probably the lowest viewed out of all the monthly shows that we've been doing since we've been doing the monthly shows. It's reality, right? So obviously that sprang out to me and it spoke volumes. I was like, all right, this is not what the majority want to watch on a daily show, our monthly shows, the morning shows. So I said, all right, I'm going to go back to doing it like we used to do it, whereas we would do them all in one show, one episode, and just go through the whole list. And that generally was always very well received. So I think, there's a difference between sitting through a half-hour video of my top picks of the year and 31 videos of me each day talking about each one of them, right? Is what it is, right? It wasn't my choice, but the views and the viewers spoke loudly that that format of doing it was not the way that they wanted to see it. So I know there have been a number of you who have complained your displeasure that you love that. I get it. But I have to look at what the majority want to see. And this format, doing it all in one show, appears to be the way that people would rather see that countdown. So, anyway, if you strongly agree or disagree, put it down in the comments below. But we want to see your list down below, because I know a bunch of you had your list ready. You were ready to go through it. So now's your chance. Post them down in the comments below. And we'll see you next year around this time for my top albums of 2025. And till then, visit us on the web at www.seayouTranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page, as well as the Sea of Tranquility membership options. Thank you in advance for all your support there, folks. Greatly appreciated. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm Pete Pardo. Happy holidays, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.